close to its potential that you could do out there. I don't know what they're going for. I don't think it was worth much. I asked Signature Real Estate to give me a guesstimate on who's going to drive. I was with them at Labatt and Dundee the other morning. I asked them to drive by there and give me their thought, what they thought it might be.
There's a little delay. I just had you drinking something.
Yeah, they went right and they went right.
So cool though. I've been waiting for that for so long. I hated having to set my pot up there.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to the public hearing tonight in the Village Council meeting. This is a special assessment for McBride and Cabela Boulevard. Could we have a call to order, please?
Roll call. President Burdine.
Here.
Trustee Polito.
Here.
Trustee Hickey.
Here.
Trustee McClendon.
Here.
Trustee Reeves.
Here.
Trustee Horky.
Here.
Trustee Schroeder.
Here.
Manager Yule.
Here. Before we get started with Mr. LaPense, I just wanted to announce to everybody tonight we are first time ever live on Facebook. So I want to welcome everyone that is tuned in watching the council meeting. I'll be doing that for every council now on, and you can just go right up. Questions how you get to it. You go to the Village Facebook site, and there it will, as I understand later, it will be on a YouTube that we're getting for. So, but right now it's on Facebook. I just want to make sure that if you have a tonight, please ask that you approach the podium and please state your address before you make any comment. If you have any questions, we encourage you to call into the village office, address those questions or comments on assessment or what is on the roads. And that's all I had.
It's gonna make
Nick,
the
you're up.
presentation.
Sir. There you go.
Thank you. I'm Nick LaPense from the Engineering Department, and I am here to give you some work that would happen on McBride and Cabela Boulevard West. First is McBride, which frame shows the limits, which are Dunham Street to the back, or you could say the end of the road. Here's current conditions. Road was restated on the Pazer scale 1, which is that's a 1 out of, that's as low as it's in. Very bad condition. I was just talking about the current conditions are the sanitary. That's when you flush your toilet and stuff that goes down. In poor condition. Water system, meaning hydrants and the water delivered to your house, it's at usable life, and the road and curb, as discussed, are in very bad condition. They're beyond repair. The only repair is to take them out and replace them. Here's an image showing the street. A lot of alligator cracking in the curb is in shape. There's a lot of patch. The road has been patched for numerous years where there have been water breaks and so forth. Water main break on there months ago as well. Scope of the project, the construction project, as I already mentioned, would be reconstruction Dunham cul-de-sac, which would be a partial sanitary sewer and a complete main from end to end to water leads and hydrants. New storm sewer leads most of the lots, which would allow a lot up in municipal storm sewer and drain away your surface water. New curb and asphalt we had mentioned. Replacing the side as necessary they were disturbed project and also where they meet to give some ADA handicap accessibility. Here are parcels, assessment through, read that, 6 numbered in this key. This drawing is available at the village office and since we sent this out. As far as the project cost for McBride, as you can see down here, overall, sanitary is 17 project. These street storm, side, meaning the road, part of it's paid for the 17. The water is 24 project, and the streets, sidewalk, and other are under the special 42% of the project. That leads up to the other project, same fiscal year of Boulevard West. These project limits are from Tecumseh Street around to where the road has previously been repaired about 4 or 5 years ago, which is 440 feet north of Whitetail Drive. Here's an image of the road's current condition. It was rated as a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. It has a lot of alligator cracking, and the road surface itself is beyond repair. As I just mentioned, the road surface is in poor condition. The curbs in some targeted areas need to be replaced, and the drainage structures that are along the road that allow the water to drain away, they would be adjusted at the same time. Here's another image, kind of around right in front of Cabela's itself. Once again, the road was rated 2 out of 10 on the Pacer scale, which is not good. The scope of this project is resurfacing from Tecumseh to Cabela's main entrance or thereabouts, where the previous project picked up. That's a new asphalt surface that's milling off the existing 3.5-inch top surface of the road and replacing it with the same. Curb repair as needed in spots where it's broken or out of alignment with the surrounding pieces. And also, as I already mentioned, adjusting the drainage structures. Here are the parcels that are included in the special assessment, and there are 6 of them. This map is available at the front desk of the village office and has been since the notification was sent out. And that concludes my presentation of the scope of the work for these projects.
Thanks, Nick.
Nick, when you said that the McBride Street was a partial, is that because it was done previously? You said the sanitary sewer, it was a partial repair of that piece? Because it was done, part of it was
Only
done?
part of it deemed necessary to replace.
Does anybody else got any questions for Nick?
This is just for public comment.
Robin, are you going to speak on this? No? Well, Dave, what about the interest rates? Have they been determined yet?
I
can speak of that.
Robin can speak of that.
It's public comment time.
Yeah.
That's during the assessment. We should do that.
The McBride Street is at 3%, and the Cabela Boulevard, as I explained in SA2, the resolution 2 and 3, will be 1% above whatever the bonds sell for.
Thank you.
We won't know that until we sell the bonds. But he anticipated, when Capital, our legal advisor, was here, he did indicate he thought it would be in the 3 or 4. So.
Thanks, Robin. Now we have citizens' comments. Is there any citizen that has any comments? Please come to the podium, please, and state your name and address.
There is a pad there. Would you please write your name and address on the pad for my record? Thank you.
Yes, I will, thank you. My name is Donald Morand. I own the parcel at 380 Penfield Street on the corner of McBride and Penfield. All right, so bear with me. This is done. I did I'm not against paying for streets, all right? But when I looked at it, and when you looked at I think I'll give some of these out. I only brought 3 copies, sorry. You guys have it. Yeah. It's just, my issue is certainly not about paying my fair share for roads at all. I just really would ask, I'd never even thought about it before. I don't live on McBride, so when I got an assessment of $21,000 for a road on McBride, I thought, whoa, I don't live on McBride. So I took the same map that the gentleman did, or Eric, I believe the name was, did earlier, and I started mapping out. I live on a corner on Penfield that the side of the house is on McBride. So I mapped out the other homes that have the same situation. All right, and if you go from the Coney over to that cul-de-sac with all of the roads, there are, what does it go to? And on the map, I marked them blue if they were not corner lots and red if they were corner lots, right? And so I said I object to being unequally assessed to fund the reconstruction of a road that runs adjacent to my property. If and when Penfield Street requires reconstruction, I'll be required to pay for it also. Right? Per the method being used to fund this activity, owners of homes on corners of the block are disadvantaged and will pay 100% more for road reconstruction than non-corner homes of the same lot size. Corner homeowners will be required to fund reconstruction of 2 streets, while non-corner homeowners will be required to fund reconstruction of only 1 street. If the schematic below, red equals corner lot owners and blue equals non-corner lot owners. 33 red corner lot owners will pay 200% of the assessment of the 194 blue non-corner lot owners. That's just the reality, if this process works. Now, I'm all about paying our fair share. My recommendation would be road usage is all of us. We all use all the roads, don't get me wrong. A lot of people go to the Vets Club that don't live anywhere near there. They use McBride Street. And I'm also guilty. I use Outer Drive where Burger King is, and I didn't pay for that road. All right, so don't get me wrong. I'm not, this isn't this one instance. I'm really thinking that we as a village ought to have a master plan. I don't know how many more roads are near one, but I bet in the next 15 years there's a few more roads getting done. And I'm just wondering if we shouldn't say, we all own all the roads around here, and here's what it's going to cost us to do it, and that every year we all pay our fair share of getting all the roads done. I just think the methodology, I think I got the methodology correct, or else I wouldn't be getting an assessment, right? Because I don't have an address on McBride. So I'm just saying, I'm not against paying my fair share, but there's 33 homeowners in that area that are going to pay twice as much as the other 160 some. And if you live on one, that's one of you guys too. It's not this year, but it's later. So in the next 15 years, if we do Penfield, I'll have another assessment of another $21,000, right? The home costs $50,000 and the road will cost $43,000 to get there. Okay, so that's where I'm at, okay? Any questions in that? That's my comment. I know it's a difficult thing. I know roads are difficult things, and I never really paid much attention to it, and I know you guys listen to it every time you have to do one of these things. I'm just thinking that we ought to think of a broader, what's the real plan, and what is an equitable method of sharing it all, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Moran. I know this is just comment time, but if you'd either give me a call or stay after the meeting or come in and see me, I'll explain to you what really happens with it, okay?
Is there any other citizens that have citizens' comments?
Hello, I'm Sue Shepper, 528 McBride Street. I'd like to know what will the Vets Hall pay for the assessment. Is this a nonprofit considered free of having to pay assessments and this type of thing?
No, ma'am. They will pay. They're on there.
You say they will pay?
Yeah, they're on there.
Oh, okay.
And you can stop by the office and have a list of all of them.
Okay.
Is there any other citizens' comments about the assessments? Hearing none and seeing none, the special assessment meeting is adjourned.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes, what it is. Okay. Okay.
Thank you again for coming to the regular meeting. And could I have a call to order, please? And we'll have roll call.
President Burdine?
Here.
Trustee Polito?
Here.
Trustee Hickey?
Here.
Trustee McClendon?
Here.
Trustee Reeves?
Here.
Trustee Horky?
Here.
Trustee Schroeder?
I'm still here.
Manager Ewell?
Here.
President Bodine?
Here. Could we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Do we have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve tonight's agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We have an agenda tonight. Do I have a motion for approval of the minutes of the regular meeting, April 16th, 2019?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by trustee Schroeder and seconded by trustee Hickey to approve the minutes and place on file. All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Hearing none, the motion has been carried. Now we go to petitions and communications. Petitions and communications, A. Do I have a motion to support the petitions and communications, A? Nope. Well, petitions, communications, we got a thank you note from the Dundee High School Jazz Band, and all of them signed it. It was very nice. And we let them use the old mill, and I'm very thankful that they wrote a thank you letter and all of them signed it. In today's world, that doesn't happen all the time, and I'm very appreciative. The next thing, we got a letter from the B is Dundee Township for Mike Salenbeam. He worked on the backhoe during the cleanup last Saturday. And Mike always does a good job. He's a real good DPW worker. And I'd like to just have a shout out for Mike on that. Now we go to citizens' comments. Is there any citizens' comments tonight on the agenda items?
Before we have this citizens' comments, I do have a statement that has to be read. Public comments is provided at both the beginning and the end of the board meeting. The purpose of the public comments is to provide an opportunity for members of the public to speak. The role of board is to listen attentively, and we thank you in advance for sharing your thoughts and ideas. All members of the public that speak during the public comment will need to state their name and address. We have designated up to 4 minutes per person for each topic presented. The board's role is to listen and the care and concern of the community. The manager or designee will follow up concerning the comments as soon as possible. Please contact the village manager's office if you have any additional questions.
Again, I ask, is there any citizens' comments? Hearing none, we'll move on to Yep. So we have to approve the petitions and communications, A, B, and C, which was the thank you note for the Dundee High School Band, and jazz band, and the letter that the township wrote saying what a nice job that Mike Salenbeing did on the backhoe out at the dump day.
I move that we approve the petitions and communications and place them on file.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that we, by Andrea Hickey and seconded by Mike McClendon, that we support the petitions and communications and put on file. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Now we go to the consent agenda. This all matters listed under the consent agenda are routine by the village council and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion on these items. However, if discussion is desired, the item will be removed from the consent agenda and be considered separately.
We would have had to do that previously.
Is-
I move that we approve the consent agenda. Second.
It's been moved by Trustee Hickey and seconded by Trustee Horky that we approve tonight's consent agenda.
Yep.
Roll call, please.
It was moved by Trustee Hickey, supported by Trustee Horky to accept the consent agenda and place on file. Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
President Burdine?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Now we go to new business. Is there any new business?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. After new business, I hear none up here, so now we go to, under new business 8A, resolution number 2019-12, a resolution to lease, purchase, as budgeted, the 2020 Peterbilt dump truck with the snowplow.
This we talked about when we did our budget. We budgeted $50,000 a year for 5 years, and it just happened to come in at $49,000 and some per year for 5 years. This has everything that we talked about and that we needed for this to replace one that is not well. So this is just so that you can give it a final approval, and it authorizes Dave to sign the agreements.
Is there any questions for Robin up here to ask?
I move that we accept Resolution 2019-12.
I second.
It's been moved by Trustee Polito and seconded by Trustee Reeves that we approve the resolution number 2019-12, a resolution to lease, purchase, as budgeted, 2020 Peterbilt dump truck with snowplow. Is there any discussion on this motion? Well, let me see here. Just a minute here. So here on the agenda item review form, it says, the resolution is presented to the council to final approval of the lease purchase of a $250,000 single axle dump truck and to authorize the manager to sign the lease agreement. The truck has a stainless steel bed with a stainless steel salt box and spreader. It is equipped with a 11-foot underbelly blade with a 7-foot wing. This will cut down on plowing time and an 18-foot clearing path. The wing is also equipped with laser guidance to minimize damage to the blade and the curbs. The truck will also have the future option of adding pre-salt chloride tanks. David is still investigating the stage for preliminary indications that are favorable, positive effect of pre-chlorinization. This will be something for the 2020 budget on this chloride distribution on the roads. This truck was approved in our 2019 budget, and the payments will be $50,000 annually for 5 years. Roll call, please.
It was moved by trustee Polito, supported by trustee Reeves, to adopt resolution 2019-12, a resolution to release as budgeted 2020 Peterbilt dump truck with snowplow. Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder,
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
President Burdine?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Now we go to new business, item number B, resolution 2019-13, resolution number 4, a resolution setting special assessment role for McBride Street.
This is the fourth and final resolution in the special assessment process. This will set the roll, at which time the amounts that the households will be responsible for cannot go up, will not go up, but they could go down. We haven't bid this project yet, so if the numbers come in better, then I'll be adjusting them down accordingly.
Is there any other questions that you may ask Robin?
Robin, I do have a question. Last year, we did talk about that same issue that Mr. Moran brought up about the corners. And when we did that last year, wasn't the discussion that there wouldn't be 2 special assessments on a person at one time? Is that what the conclusion was?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And there isn't one currently on Penfield, correct?
No.
Okay. I'm just,
And
that's
I think
how I remembered
Dave
it.
was gonna
That's
talk-
why I asked Mr. Moran to stay after. I'll explain how it's really done.
Okay.
And then I want to address the council at a different time about, I think it should be put in the ordinance, so, what if Mr. Moran said, when you guys are gone, and the council's changed, what if new administration comes in or new council and they come and say, oh, I'm assessing Penfield, and he says to the new council or the new administration, well, they told me we weren't going to, and their response is, we don't care, this is the way we're doing it. So to me, to protect the citizens, we should put something in the ordinance to state that that's not going to happen. I know we do that now, but I think
You're
there
right.
needs to be some teeth into it to protect the citizens for that. So
Agreed.
I'll be looking into that with Fred.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Robin.
All right, I'd like to, anybody else got a question for Robin? I'd like to read the summary of the agenda item review form. Resolution number 2019-13. Resolution number 4 is for setting the special assessment role for McBride Street. Extensive testing and inspection have been conducted on McBride, and it has been determined that the street is in dire need of repair before the base is lost, which would necessitate complete renovation. A list of the residents that will be assessed and the amount of the assessment will be provided. Please keep in mind that the amounts given are principal only, and the interest is set to be 3% non-bonded. The amount given at this time cannot go up, but it may go down, as Robin stated. Inspections and supervision saving, the village is providing for the cost of sewer and water along with the engineering. Nick will be providing on-site inspections and supervision, saving a tremendous amount of the final cost. Well, Nick, how much, Dave or Robin, how much are we saving on a final cost by having Nick do the on-site inspections and supervision? It says a tremendous amount of the final cost.
Boulevard West, just that portion of it is over $70,000. So that's pretty tremendous.
Okay.
You know, once again, I've stated over and over again the importance of having Nick Lepense here on our staff here. It's can't go unnoticed the amount of money this guy saves the village of Dundee and his expertise on helping us with these projects. It would cost us a fortune to farm that out to an engineering firm.
Did we not have engineer before, a few years back? I think Rich Gorlick or something.
We had an on-site engineer.
And it says a tremendous amount, Dave. This is you writing the item review form. Is Nick a qualified engineer?
No, Nick is not a certified engineer, and he doesn't have to be to watch the project. That has nothing to do with it.
Engineer, the professional, the licensed engineers are the ones who design the project. So the actual construction engineering portion of it or watching over it, Nick is
that's all he is.
well versed at.
The only thing Nick cannot do is he cannot sign plans.
Okay,
can
but it
do
says a
everything
tremendous
else.
amount. You've mentioned that he saved us a tremendous amount. I'm just hearing this stuff on the street, so I would like, what is a tremendous amount of
Well,
money?
Outer Drive was $65,000, and as Robin just stated, over $70,000 on Cabela Boulevard.
And he's saved us that personally by not having an engineer?
We did not
check it
have an
out?
engineer on Outer Drive, and we're not going to have one on McBride. We have Spicer doing the drawings of the project, but Nick is the project manager.
Okay, thank you. We need a motion for a resolution.
I move Resolution 2019-13, Resolution 4, resolution setting special assessment role for McBride Street.
Second.
It's been moved by trustee Polito and seconded by trustee McClendon to support resolution number 2019-13, resolution number 4, a resolution setting special assessment role for McBride Street. Roll call, please.
It was moved by trustee Polito and supported by trustee McClendon to adopt resolution 2019-13, a resolution number 4, a resolution setting a special assessment role for McBride Street. Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
Trustee Horky?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
President Bodine?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Now we have resolution number 2019-14, resolution number 4, a resolution setting special assessment role for Cabela Boulevard.
Okay, this is the same as 13, only for Cabela Boulevard West. The difference in this one is that this is a bonded, and that will continue on probably in 30 to 40 days. You'll have your bonding resolutions up here, and then we will know what the interest rate that we're gonna pay, which will then set the interest rate for Cabela Boulevard. It will be a 15-year, just as McBride will be a 15-year. Can't take it out any further than the expected life of the asset, and most of the streets life is 15 years. Cabela Boulevard has been around longer than 15 years, and McBride has been around twice as long as 15 years. So it'll be spread out over that 15 years. We did have conversation with one of the owners that is being assessed, and we talked to him about his assessment, and he's not here, and he had no wish to contest it, but he did call for information and said he is good with it. So one positive.
Is there any other questions for Robin? If I may read another agenda item review form. Resolution number 2019-14, resolution number 4, is a resolution setting special assessment role for Cabela Boulevard West. Cabela West will be included in the public hearing with McBride Street, and will also list the affected businesses and/or residences. The amount of the assessment will be included for each property owner. Please remember, the assessment can only go down and can never go up. Amounts provided are principal only. Interest will be determined after the bond sale. Interest will be 1% higher than we pay. Both McBride and Cabela Boulevard are set for 15 years. Mr. Mark Olenek, owner of several parcels on Cabela Boulevard, is not able to attend tonight's public hearing and called the office for information. Robin, Nick, and David talked with Mr. Olenek and answered questions regarding how the assessment worked, the condition of the road, and the amount to be assessed. At the conclusion of the conference, Mr. Olenek thanked the employees and completely understood that what the process was and indicated that he thought it was done fairly. Mr. Olenek also mentioned that even though he doesn't want to receive information, that he has to be assessed, but he knows that it will help with his property values. We need a motion to accept resolution number 2019-14, resolution number 4, a resolution setting special assessment role for Cabela Boulevard.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Trustee Schroeder and seconded by Trustee Horkey to accept the C resolution -2019-14, resolution number 4, a resolution setting special assessment role for Cabela Boulevard. Could we have the roll call, please?
It was moved by Trustee Schroeder and supported by Trustee Horkey to adopt Resolution 2019-14, Resolution Number 4, a resolution setting special assessment rules for Cabela Boulevard West. Trustee Horkey?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Polito?
Yes.
Trustee Hickey?
Yes.
Trustee McClendon?
Yes.
Trustee Reeves?
Yes.
President Badine?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Now we go to new business number D, agreement for professional engineering services with Spicer Group.
Spicer's here with Tracy, who is our, and Phil Westmoreland, who runs Spicer Group. We've worked with them for numerous years, and this is just a continuation of their contract with the village. They're on an on-call basis with us, and when we have questions or we're working with them on McBride and Cabela Boulevard, they come in and do that work with us. And if we need them, occasionally we call them and ask them a question. So that's all in their contract that you received in the packets.
I do have just a couple of quick questions regarding this agreement. I do appreciate everything that you've done and how closely you work with Nick Lepense. There was a little bit of a kind of a misguidance in the agenda item review. They haven't been involved with our master plan for Parks and Rec. They have been involved with some of the planning related to projects within the master plan. But the one thing I wanted to make sure of in this agreement, that it didn't provide for exclusivity on agreements for engineering needs. The reason I ask that is because we did work with Spicer for our first round of the DNR grants. You guys had to farm it out to the Saginaw office. That experience with the Saginaw office was not anything like what I've experienced with the projects that have been in Dundee, working with Tracy, working with you. So my question is, by signing this, do we have to use Spicer for everything, or if it's something that's going to be farmed out to, say, another office, will we be let known ahead of time, and then we can make a decision constructively based on the information provided?
And I can, not to interrupt you, but like Manikin Smith does our wastewater treatment plant. And we use other firms for different things, and I know that hasn't been an issue with Spicer in the past.
Correct. We serve at the pleasure of the village council and the village staff. So this is not an exclusive agreement. It only governs when we work with the township on projects that you ask us to work with you on. So you're free to use any other consultants. I do apologize if that experience with the Saginaw staff wasn't good. I will make sure that that is taken care of in the future.
Yeah, and like I said, working with Tracy on the few projects that she's great.
Yeah,
Great.
And we've used Tetra Tech too, you know.
Yeah.
They did our I&I issues with our sewer and everything.
Yeah.
So we've used quite a few firms.
Okay, I just wanted to
Yep.
make sure. I did
Good.
really like
Good question.
it's an agreement that it's 3 years and that there's that 30-day clause in there. I appreciate all of those things.
Do you think we need a 3-year agreement, though, the council?
Well, we do have if we can terminate this with a 30-day written notice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even though it's for 3 years, we could terminate it at any time. So in my opinion, just my opinion, is that even signing a 3-year agreement, we're not technically locked in if we're not happy.
Correct. There is no retainer. There are no fees generated unless you ask us to work on a project, in which case, if that happens, similar to what we do now, we write a scope of services, and that becomes the scope for that project, and that gets approved through the normal processes and channels. So whether it's 3 year, 2 year, 1 year, doesn't matter. If you don't want to give us any work, you're under no obligation to give us any work. And like I said, there's no retainers or any other fees associated with it.
Perfect.
So I have a question, then, leading back to what you said. If in the future something does get sent out to Saginaw or somewhere else, like Andrea said, we will be informed ahead of time?
Correct.
Instead of just sending it out? Okay, thank you.
Is there any other questions? Well, I'd like to read the agenda item review form again. And this is David saying this. As you know, Spicer has been on-call professional engineering company for the village for the last several years. Spicer offices are located in the village and are actively looking to build their own building in the village as they are expanding. Spicer has much knowledge of the infrastructure and is well versed on the assessment management of our infrastructure. Spicer has also been involved in our Parks and Rec plan and very involved in our ordinance. Spicer's proposal documents are included in your packet for a proposed 3-year contract. Insurance forms are also included in the documentation along with the hourly rates for Spicer in an on-call at hourly rate. It should be noted that the contract can be terminated for convenience upon 30-day written notice. Spicer is very attractive to the village needs and responds to this office in a minute's notice. Mr. LaPense works very well with the firm and has indicated his desire to continue the partnership with Spicer. We believe, this must be Dave and Mr. LaPense, and the building department and engineer, we believe that the Spicer's knowledge and the past experience with the village is an invaluable asset. Additional note, the village saved a tremendous amount of money for when we had 2 engineers were employed by the village and were on staff. The village made the change and brought Mr. LePense on staff and went with an outside firm on as needed basis. Spicer will be present at this meeting, as you are, and if any additional questions arise, Spicer will provide project-specific amounts separate for this council's approval. So the engineering department and the village manager is requesting the acceptance of Spicer's contract. I think you do a fine job too. And again, the village saved a tremendous amount of money when we had 2 engineers now to go to a Spicer. Is there any more questions? Asked the gentleman from Spicer. Well, now we need a motion to recommend the agreement for professional engineering services with the Spicer Group. Roll call, please.
We don't have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
So moved by Brian. Brian made the motion, and Alina seconded it. And you want to read it? Okay.
I'll read it. It was moved by trustee Schroeder, supported by trustee Horky, to accept the agreement for the professional engineering services with Spicer Group on an as-need basis.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Horky,
Yes.
trustee Schroeder,
Yes.
trustee Polito,
Yes.
trustee Hickey,
Yes.
trustee McClendon,
Yes.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
President Burdine.
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Thank you. Now we are in new business, item E. Recommendation for engineering department for cracked ceiling asphalt surface treatment and asphalt repair. Nick?
I am Nick LePense of the engineering department. You've heard a lot about me tonight. I'm not an engineer, but I've worked in the field for 29 years. Over the past few months, the village sought bids for road maintenance. Those include the types of road maintenance as surface treatment, crack sealing, and some asphalt repair, meaning cut out a section and replace it. It's just so bad. Some proposals that came back were better from others, and I present to you in your packet my recommendations for which proposals I would accept.
Are there any questions for Mr. LePense?
I take it just the general repairs are from the basic scale that you've always had to use, right?
Yeah, these are just spots where, well, these ones in particular that I targeted this year are actually underneath the surface treatment area. They're in the same place. So this is a place where if we're going to put a surface treatment down, these particular spots were just so bad that they need to be replaced before the treatment is there. So we had to use the budget. We had to, I had to select some areas that I thought were best. And like I said, you don't want to treat a bad spot. That would be a waste of the resource. So the spots that would be most beneficial.
Thank you.
And as we talked during the budget hearings, I'll remind council again, we said that we have let maintenance go for years, and we are on a fast track to try to catch those things up. So you'll be seeing a lot of maintenance going on our streets. And we're going to be doing some micro sealing of some streets. And our object is to get it taken care of before, and we talked about this before, especially with the micro sealing, to get it taken care of and stop the deterioration before it gets so bad that you have to mill off that 3 inches, or like if we let Cabela Boulevard go, we'd have to repair the whole road. So you will see, like one is Riley, you may say, well, what are you doing maintenance on, what are you doing to that road when it looks fine? What we're doing is increasing the longevity of that road 5 to 7 years with with micro sealing.
Right, if you catch it at the right stage, which is often early on, you can extend the life of it. If you wait until it's all cracked up, you can treat it all you want, and it's never gonna get, it's not gonna stay even in as good a shape. It's just gonna keep getting worse. So this is all, these are all maintenance things which are all intended to keep the road in good condition and delay it having to be replaced.
I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
With the crack seal, are we gonna be using the same company we used a few years ago, or are we gonna go with a new company? Who's gonna be doing this time?
Well, keep in mind, I've only been here 3 years. This one, I forget who that one was. This is a new one.
It's a new one, Mike.
This one I had not dealt with before. This went out to close to 300 bidders. These are the ones that came back. This one that came back, the recommendations were very good from other companies. Even their competitors said the one that I selected there was really good. I also asked Crack Sealing to tell me how much material they intended to put on the road and then what their price was. The low bidder, I didn't think was gonna put enough material on the road. So their low bid was because they weren't proposing to do much.
Right.
And the next one up was still within our budget, although I can't remember what the budget was exactly right now. And they had a low price. They intended to do a lot more, put down a lot more material on the road at a better price. And I was told by other places they were very recommendable.
Thank you, Nick. I realized that that was in my packet. I just wanted everyone else out here to know also.
Thank you.
Is there any more questions for Nick? Thank you, Nick. Now we need a motion for the recommendation for the we need a motion for recommendation from the engineering department for crack sealing, asphalt surface treatment, and asphalt. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Trustee Polito and seconded by Trustee Horky to approve item E. Would you read the motion, Shirley? And we need a roll call, please.
It was moved by Trustee Polito, supported by Trustee Hickey.
Horky.
Excuse me.
Horky.
Excuse me, Horky. I'm sorry. I had Horky down and said Hickey. Excuse me just a minute. To accept the recommendation from the engineering department for crack seal, asphalt surface treatment, and asphalt repairs, as suggested by Nick LaPence. Trustee Schroeder,
Yes.
Trustee Polito,
Yes.
Trustee Hickey,
Yes.
Trustee McClendon,
Yes.
Trustee Reeves,
Yes.
Trustee Horky,
Yes.
President Burdine.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Now we go to new business, item F. New generator for South Custer Pump Station. Do we have a motion to accept the new generator for the South Custer Pump Station?
I'll make the motion for an F new generator for South Custer Pump Station.
I'll support.
It's been moved by Trustee McClendon and supported by Trustee Horky. Would you read the motion for the?
Maybe she beat me.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I didn't. I
said
did
wrong.
not say anything.
No.
Yep, wrong end.
No.
I am going to reword your motion to
There you
take and
go.
put the amount in, if you don't mind.
No, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't see them.
It was moved by Trustee McClendon, supported by Trustee Polito, to award the South Custer Pump Station generator replacement to Cummings Sales and Service in the amount not to exceed $36,265. Trustee Polito,
Yes.
Trustee Hickey,
Yes.
Trustee McClendon,
Yes.
Trustee Reeves,
Yes.
Trustee Horky,
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder,
Yes.
President Burdine.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Now we go to item new business G, request for report management system agreement.
Chief Garbo.
Chief Garbo, please come.
We saw you back. We saw you back there.
Yeah, you see that?
Yeah, you're
That's our
hiding.
attorney. Nice. Good afternoon. As stated in previous meetings and at our budget workshop, the county is going to be replacing the current report writing system, which is Quick Forms. Quick Forms is going to be obsolete at the end of this year. We, the county, us, and actually the 7 agencies, including the county, have decided to move forward with Zerker Suites, which is also a part of Central Square. And with that said, we had a moving target. Obviously, we weren't sure on pricing until we knew whatever agency needed, and then we were going to do the shared cost. And we came up with a price that you see in front of you, which is $37,228 for the Village of Dundee Police Department. That is 3% of the 17.97% that the entire 6 local agencies are sharing. So we're only paying 3% of the 17.97%. So that's how we came up with that figure.
So you're asking us to?
Approve $37,328.
Yes, and we've already got a budget of the police department over $500,000. So we have 6 elected officials up here that we got to go to the public to ask for another $37,328 that we're going over budget.
No, that's not true, sir.
Okay, we're pulling it out of the fund balance, but we have to explain this to our constituents and citizens of Dundee. And we just passed the budget here just a couple months ago, and now you're asking for $37,000, a 3% raise.
That's not true, sir.
Well, you're asking for $37,328 now.
What you stated a 3% raise.
Okay. You're asking for $37,328. What we have to explain, we have 6 elected officials up here that we have to explain to our constituents why we need this. Now, you've had prior meetings, it says right here under your letter that you wrote to the council, says you are requesting that we sign a participating agency in the shared system agreement regarding a new report writing system. I have explained in prior meetings that our current quick form report system is outdated and set to be replaced with Zercher Suites Records Management for law enforcement.
Correct.
The Dundee Police Department is one of 6 local units, government participating in the County of Monroe in this shared agreement. The Dundee Police Department's share is $37,328, which is more than we budgeted. This is you saying this. However, as explained during budget time, we were in the beginning stages of investigating our needs with this. The Dundee Police Department will have a complete program shared by the rest of the county. The County of Monroe is the host agency, and this agreement will finalize our participation. Thank you for your continued support of the Dundee Police Department. Now, you've had a few months, and now you're coming up with this $37,000.
Excuse me, Chief Garbo, how much did you budget?
We budgeted $15,000 for this
15.
project, but at the time I told you it's a moving budget because we were in the early stages with the county on this.
Okay.
I move that we accept the request for a report management system agreement that Chief Garbo has provided to us.
I support.
I just want to say that the report writing system is, as stated, becoming obsolete. This is something that we must have to function, though I understand this is an increase in budget by, $20-some thousand. If the report management system is obsolete, we are at a point where we have no choice and we need to support the departments in which we govern.
Thank you.
And would it be, have you ever balanced a budget before?
Yes.
And
I don't think
Yeah,
that that's
let's
germane,
move
that's not
what-
germane to this
We
conversation.
moved it, we seconded it.
then we'll have discussion on the
Okay,
motion,
discussion is
okay?
not a lecture of the person that's here.
Gotcha.
If we're-
I got,
we-
okay, we'll go with the motion and second, okay, Brian?
I'd appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was moved by trustee Hickey, supported by trustee Polito, to accept the report management system agreement in the amount not to exceed $37,328. Trustee Hickey,
Yes,
trustee McClendon,
Yes.
trustee Reeves,
Yes.
trustee Horky,
yes.
trustee Schroeder,
Yes.
trustee Polito,
Yes.
President Pradine.
No.
Motion's carried.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Six.
Now we have upcoming training opportunities. Dave, would you like to explain the upcoming training?
As we talked about at our last meeting, we're required to list upcoming training opportunities for the redevelopment-ready communities that we are working on to become certified through the state. And those three are ones that are up, that are being offered. We do have Teresa and Kathy signed up for the Excel training, one on the 14th, one on the 21st, and as you were informed before, that we've formed a partnership with the Monroe County Community College, and we're going to be hosting a lot of training here, be opened up to other communities and individuals, and one of those is going to be confined spaces, and that will be taught here by the community college on May 21st, and one of our DPW workers will be attending that training.
Do you know which one?
Yes, Mr. Ott.
All right, now we have village manager comments. Dave?
Thing you. I just went over, covered the first thing I wanted to bring up is the training at the community college for Teresa and Kathy, and they're excited about getting the training and different opportunities to learn, and Teresa's kind of taken a role in that and has been searching for different training opportunities. A lot of them will be here at the office on like a webinar type of situation. 2 seasonal employees have already started, and as the council is aware, we had 2 student workers over the Easter break, and that really helped out quite a bit, and we're way ahead of schedule, especially with mulching and getting fertilizer and so forth started. So we have 2 already started, 3 more will be coming after school is out for the summer. We started in the last week, interviewing for an engineering intern. I am attending a meeting Friday. Mr. Schroeder's part of this meeting with Mr. Manuzak and the state assistant superintendent. They'll be touring the school, different buildings. I know we're going to the FFA out and talk with Mr. Stahl and see what's going on with that. And then we're going to be going back to the superintendent's office for a sit-down meeting. Don't forget, just a reminder for everyone, Farmers Market starts this Sunday at 10 a.m. And with that, Mr. Lizette, do you have anything from the township?
Just repeating what you said earlier about the letter from the township thanking the council for providing the DPW worker, Mr. Salenby, did an excellent job for us out there. And it really, really helps getting the heavy items in the dumpsters and packing them down, and it saves the community a lot of money. Thank you for that.
That's all I have, thank you.
Now we have, thanks, Dave. And Gary, Mike does an excellent job too, and it was very cold. I see you were out there freezing. It was a very cold day. And thanks for putting that on for the village and the township. Now we have city council member comments. We'll start off with Denny Polito.
Just to dovetail, Dave stole my thunder. Farmers Market starts Sunday. I'd like to see all of you out there. I'd like to see all council members out there. Now, Sunday is just going to be probably flowers and trinkets because there's not many vegetables growing yet, but it will come. So come on out and have a good time. Thank you.
Andrea?
I just wanted to mention there's over 200 kids signed up for soccer. We've had a lot of trouble with the flooded fields, but the DPW has been really good about doing what they can with us out there. There will have to be some field maintenance done at some point this summer because we're getting too much flooding with these heavy rains that we've been having the last few years. But most importantly, there is a survey out for the Parks and Rec Master Plan. It's one of the first steps in developing our master plan. The survey's been put out to the Facebook page. I believe it got put out to Twitter. It was on both the Parks and Rec Facebook page and the Village Facebook page. We have sent the information to the Independent to be for the link to be published there, and there's also copies available here in the Village office if you'd like to fill it out. And it's a really quick survey just about park usage, which parks you're using, what parts of the park you're using, what amenities that you're using, and what kinds of things that you'd like to see in the Parks and Rec Master Plan. So please take a moment to fill that out so we have a lot of good information out there so we can move forward with that plan.
I see we spent $1,400 for paint and everything. When is the league starting?
It started.
It started, okay.
Yeah, we actually had to cancel all games except for 2 that were on our home fields last week because we didn't want the kids to wreck the fields with their cleats because we had some standing water on the big field.
I noticed that.
And the goals were very, very muddy. And, you know, we don't want kids to get hurt with a cleat catching or anything, so.
Plus, it's wise to not have games on it so we can play later on and stuff because it will damage the field quite a bit.
Right, and the DPW did a lot of work on what's our middle-sized field, which is our U10 field, and I will say that that's the only field we could play on because of all of their hard work last year tiling that field and reseeding it. It was in really good shape, so.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Is there any more?
Nope.
Mike?
I have nothing. Thank you.
Brian?
Well, I just want to say, hopefully the weather starts to cooperate and we get consistent warm weather. So as it does, and you're looking to get some flowers around the house, the Dundee FFA, we've got a greenhouse, large, it's basically a 2-bay greenhouse back there. If you haven't been back there, come check it out. The flower quality is amazing this year. It's better than it's ever been. And it's open to the public. 100% of the proceeds go to support our FFA program, which are our kids right here in Dundee. So please stop by, see what they've got for you, and if you'd like to pick up some, please do.
Thank you for bringing that up, Brian, because I'll be getting some flowers too in this week. And that's good that our FFA is contributing to this, and it's a good cause. I hope a lot of the citizens use it in town. Alina, what do you have to say?
The United Way of Monroe and Lenawee counties is sponsoring a free and low-cost health screenings, and they have one coming up this Thursday in Dundee at the Assembly of God Church here. Like I said, they're free and low cost. If anyone cannot afford them, I have some free coupons. So there's screenings, vaccines, and I will leave those with Dave as we go. So stay healthy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jordan?
Next month, Mayfly Music Festival is taking place on June 21st and 22nd. Rock Night will be Friday with fireworks at dusk, and we're also bringing Country Night back on Saturday. So this will be the 20th annual event, and we're also looking for outstanding crafters and awesome direct selling reps to join the festival and have a place to sell their wares for years to come. So for anybody looking to be a crafter or a direct selling rep, they can contact me, Jordan Reeves, at dabaholidayshow@gmail.com.
And you belong to the Dundee Area Business Association.
Yes, Vice President, Dundee Area Business Association.
Very good. Shirley, do you have anything to say tonight? Well, I would like to say thanks again for the DPW workers. They do an excellent job, and they make the town look good. I say this all the time, and I really mean it. A lot of people comment wherever I go how nice the town looks and everything. And I can't wait for the flags to come up before Memorial Day and have them here 4th of July because Monroe missed out on it last year. and it made us even look good. Our town is beautiful, and the flags are beautiful. And once again, I want to say what a great job that DPW workers do. Now we have citizens' comments. Anybody has citizens' comments, please come up to the podium and list your name. Thank you.
Don Morand again, 380 Penfield. Hey, Nick, I apologize, I pronounced his name wrong, I apologize. One other thing, this Saturday, Postal Food Drive is this Saturday, okay? That funds a ton of food pantries around Monroe. So I ask everybody